I felt there was a real need for the Social Justice Institute on campus because of personal experiences on campus, professional experiences on campus, and knowing that Case Western Reserve University, like other colleges and universities in cities, needed some work done. There's discrimination here like everywhere else. There's institutional inequality here like everywhere else. We're in a city that is a hyper-segregated city. We're in a space where sometimes community doesn't feel comfortable on campus. But we're also in a space on campus where there's so many people who have thought about these issues in different ways, but they are often invisible on campus because the campus is much more known for its science and its engineering and its medicine and its technology, and those are all great things. But there are a whole lot of us on campus who care about law and care about the humanities and history and art and religion and sociology. I mean, there are all these other disciplines and thinkers on campus that I just felt it was really important to bring folks together to kind of think about how we create a space where we can actually imagine differently, where we can actually think about what society could be outside of the box, right? One of the mottos of the university is think outside the box. I want us to think outside the solar system, right? We've got to think outside the solar system, because if we can't even imagine that, then we're going to keep replicating the same dynamics over and over again. So it was an opportunity to kind of bring people together and say, let's think about these things differently. Let's have a space where we can intentionally raise the hard issues and not feel like we always have to be, dare I say, respectable to each other. We have to be respectful and civil, even when we're arguing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to always be polite. Sometimes you need to say things, and you need to say them forthrightly and with great clarity, right? And so the Social Justice Institute provides a space for us to kind of create a generative space, to engage in the hard thinking, to engage in the imagining, to talk about systems and structures, to value people, but to also say we can value people and we can love each other all we want, but institutions and structures are still in place that prevent us from doing the real work. This is a space where we could do some deep thinking and hopefully some deep engaging. Ella Baker said that radicalism means getting to the root of things, understanding what's underneath of it all, and then thinking about how we bridge things together. And so she has been a driving force in the back of my head. And even on our website and other places, right, she also said, strong people don't need strong leaders. We always have leaders, but you know, people are leaders. Everyone's a leader. So that's also kind of a framework that we focus on here at the Social Justice Institute. The Social Justice Institute has improved the Case campus by elevating conversation around social justice. The Social Justice Institute on campus has improved the campus by just helping people to think much more intentionally and explicitly about how social justice should be a part of our everyday framework. The Social Justice Institute on campus has provided spaces of education. We have think tanks and we have major conferences, and we talk about empathy and social transformation, and we talk about what it means to educate for struggle. Everything we do at the Social Justice Institute is about how we educate for struggle and how understanding education theory and struggle action together is praxis, is what we can do as individuals and as collectivities to challenge systemic inequality. I think it's really kind of created these spaces on campus for community. The Social Justice Institute has created these spaces on campus for community. I remember when we first started the Social Justice Institute, and I went out and I started talking to people, or in fact, it was just an idea. We went out and I went out and started talking to people, and they said, you're at Case Western Reserve University, right, Dr. Rhonda? Yes, I'm at Case Western Reserve University. And you're starting a Social Justice Institute at Case Western Reserve University? Yes. They were blown away. People in community could not imagine something called a Social Justice Institute at Case Western Reserve University, because many of them saw the university as off limits to them, as not really a safe space for them to come onto campus. to just sit on a bench or to visit the library. And whether that was perception and reality, the Social Justice Institute, I think, created a space where people felt they could actually come and engage with people on campus and engage in the kind of conversations they wanted to engage in. Many people in community told me that the Social Justice Institute has created a bridge for them from community to campus, which should have always already existed. The goal for the Social Justice Institute was to create a space where people could intentionally and explicitly think about injustice and inequality, commiserate and imagine at the same time, and think about the ways in which they wanted to challenge what I call the isms, racism and sexism, and homophobia doesn't have an ism on it, but we can make up a word. That's what we do at the university. All these isms, capitalism, exploitation of labor. This is a place where we can actually do that hard thinking, can share our knowledge, and learn from other people. And so that was the goal. I mean, that's the big goal, to have an impact on campus and off campus, in relationship with people on campus and in relationship with people off campus, to really begin to imagine something different and try to do those different things. And I think we have lived up to that goal. And I think there's a lot of ways that we can expand on the goal of the Social Justice Institute, right? Expand and deepen the goal. There's just too much work to be done for it never to exist. We need to be a campus that advances social justice by making sure what we say meets with what we do. And the future of the Social Justice Institute, I think, should and can play a role in helping to make that happen. Cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? But conscience asks the question, is it right? And there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe nor politic nor popular, but he must do it because conscience tells him it is right. And that is where I stand today.